What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. So I figured I'd do another bouncer story. Everybody seemed to like the other two that I did, so maybe if you guys keep liking them, I'll make this into like a regular weekly thing. Let me know what you think, if you want me to or not. I've got a lot of bouncer stories to go around. I've been doing it for a long time, but anyway, I kind of figure I might as well tell this one. So basically, I was contracted to do a bouncing gig along with an old bouncer friend of mine. The bouncing gig was actually out of town. It was over an hour plus drive, about over an hour plus drive, about west of where I live. Basically, there was like some type of a street fair that was going on, and at the end of the street fair, one of the local bars has this kind of big blowout party where everybody gets invited, so they needed additional security. So there was their regular bouncer, as well as me and this other guy were contracted out. Now this other guy, he was really experienced. He was a big guy, bigger than I was at the time. So anyway, we drove out there, and we met the regular guy who's the bouncer. He's not bad, a little guy, so basically we're doing the rounds. He was mostly the bald guy, the big guy that I was with. He was mostly hanging out inside the bar. The regular bouncer was doing the door. I was doing rounds outside, making sure nobody was trying to sneak in the back way, watching the side doors, doing walk-arounds outside, going inside, doing the rounds on the inside, making sure that everything was good. It was pretty steady, pretty packed. A lot of people were in and out. Not so much trouble, pretty quiet night. Pretty steady thing of the kids trying to get in, that whole thing, but nothing too bad. End of the night comes, and I go into the bar. The end of the night comes, I go into the bar, and I'm at the front, watching kind of the front, making people leave, but nobody else coming in, right? So that's the end of the night. And then all of a sudden I hear commotion coming from inside the bar. Like basically how the bar was set up was you come in the front door, you turn to your right, you walk down a little hall, then you turn to your left, and there's the bar. So you have to kind of walk down this little hallway, turn, and then go out. So I hear this commotion, and then I hear my bouncer friends start yelling for me. So I turn around, I run, I bolt it in, and there's this huge, massive brawl going on. My buddy's standing in the back, and he's holding this guy. People are fighting, people are punching people in the face, throwing people. It was just a huge brawl. So I started grabbing people that were closest to me. I grabbed one guy and I dragged him to the door, kicked the door open, and I threw him out. And then I grabbed another guy, dragged him to the door, threw him out, and then I grabbed a couple guys, and so I'm slowly grabbing guys one at a time. The bouncer friend that I was with, he's throwing lefts and rights, and grabbing people and throwing them my way, and I'm grabbing them, throwing them out. One guy I had to put in a chokehold. I dragged him out, kicked the door open, threw him out. The bouncer that was actually there originally, he was gone at this point. I was looking around for him to get a hand, but he was gone at this point. And then all of a sudden I see the bouncer friend that I was with grab this guy and drag him to the back, because there was behind the bar, there's a back room. So we grabbed this guy and he dragged him to the back, and he came out, the bouncer friend of mine came out about a minute later, and he was on his own. So I thought, okay, maybe he threw that guy out the back door. So he's grabbing guys and he's tossing them out. I'm grabbing guys, throwing them in chokeholds, throwing them out. I got when I threw one guy out there, I went to turn, I got a shot in the head, but it was nothing too serious. It was just like a little tap there. So I ended up beating on the guy, and I grabbed him and I threw him out as well. And about a few, I don't even know, it seemed like it was hours, but it was probably a few minutes later. Everybody was just gone out of the bar. Last guy to be tossed out was a really crazy guy. It took me and another guy, my bouncer friend, to actually grab him together to get him out. He was the only guy that actually tried to get back in. He was kicking on the door, punching on the door, things like that, and was holding the door back so he couldn't get in. Finally, he left, just turned and left, and I went to my bouncer friend and I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, what the hell happened? And apparently these guys were after that guy that my bouncer friend was holding, and he actually ended up putting him in the back room to hide him there, because what happened was that guy was a bunch of guys were actually after this guy for something that happened about a month or two prior. I guess, I don't know exactly what he did, but these guys were after him for it, and so those guys seen him there, and they started fighting with him, and they started fighting with his friends, and it turned into this like whole huge barroom brawl. And so basically, once he told me that, I thought, okay, well, is the guy still here? And he said, yeah, he's still here. I locked him in the back room until we cleared everybody out, because I wanted to calm everybody down and diffuse the situation, make everybody think he left, to hopefully calm people down. It didn't work out so well. So basically, we sat around for an hour. Then sorry, I thought I heard something. But once that hour was up, we realized that nobody else was there. Nobody else was coming back. He unlocked the door and let the guy out. The guy ended up going out the back way. I think he escorted him out to his vehicle, and the guy ended up taking off and going home and whatever. And so finally we ended up checking with the bar owner, because the bar owner was outside at this point. So we ended up checking with the bar owner, and we were like, you want to go through your damage to make sure that there isn't any damage. If there was damage, we'll see if we could find out, you know what I mean, like, help them out, like, basically in the way, like, who damaged what, that whole thing, if we remember people and their names and stuff. So we really looked and checked around for damage, and there wasn't really any big damage. There was a couple damage to, some chairs, this and that, but nothing really too major. Some glasses were broken, things like that, but nothing too major. So we left the bar. We kind of hung out outside for a little bit, and then the night guy came. He had a nighttime guy who would watch his bar at night when he was closed. So once that guy showed up, we of course ended up packing up into the truck, and we ended up coming home. And yeah, it was definitely a crazy night. I didn't go back for the next night because I believe there was something going on. I couldn't make it for the next night, but there was they had another thing the next night. So he went back, and he went back with a couple other guys. And from what I hear, it was even crazier than the first night when we were there. Apparently everybody was like storing drinks at the bouncers and stuff, and pouring drinks on them and things like that. But I wasn't there for that. But yeah, it was just a pretty crazy time of throwing guys together. When you're in a situation like that, your heartbeat it goes pretty quick, and you don't really have time to think. You just have time to react. And but yeah, anyway, everybody made it out safe that night. Nobody really got too beat up or anything like that. But anyway, that's the video for today. I hope you guys liked the story. Like I said, if you guys are liking the bouncer stories, let me know. I got a few more. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You know very much, and check you in the next.